Okay guys, just really quick, I want to show you how to model in a standing seam metal roof in Revit. So you could go about this two different ways. If you really wanted to, you could just have whatever roof system in place and then apply a texture that looks like a standing seam metal roof. But I really want that bump out that the seams in the metal provide. So I'm going to go about it a different way. So what I'm going to start off by doing is selecting my roof, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to place a copy of it right on top of itself. So I'm just going to make sure this says 0. And so now I have two roof systems in the same place. I'm just going to select one of them, and I'm going to change it to sloped glazing. I'm going to edit the type. So basically with sloped glazing, there's just a sheet of glass that's exactly in the same place and same slope as my roof system, rather than asphalt shingles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mess with these grid properties. So basically these grids identify where and how your mullions are going to be laid out. So grid 1 and grid 2 act as the vertical and horizontal mullion lines within that plane of the roof. So I'm just going to manipulate information in grid 1 here and here. So I'm going to change none into fixed distance. So I can now adjust the spacing between my mullions, and I think I want to stick with 2 feet for now, and you can adjust it to whatever looks good, but I'm going to keep it at 2 feet and see how that looks. And then I need to assign a type to my mullions, so I'm going to keep them all rectangular, and I'm going to keep my borders rectangular as well. So I'll go ahead and change these, and you don't have to do a rectangular, you can do it however you want, but for the look I'm going for, I'm just going to keep it rectangular with that distance, and I'm going to hit OK. And right now the pane of glass is showing that it's beneath my other one, so I can go ahead and select it and go into my south elevation and start moving that up. So I'm going to sort of just line it up to where the middle of that pane is resting along the edge of the top edge of the roof. So half of the mullion is sticking out and half of it is still in the other roof system. And I'm just going to see how that looks. So yeah, as you can see, if I were to zoom in here, there are just little mullions that stick out. So basically there's just a sheet of glass and the mullions that act as the seams to my roof. So depending on what you wanted the finished product to look like, you can change the material on this roof that underlays the mullions. You can change that to some sort of metal texture on the finished layer, and then for the seams you can just manipulate the texture of these mullions, and you can go in and edit that through the properties of the roof type. And then if you wanted the glass to not render as shiny or to make it look a little more metallic, you could even make it a metal material. But yeah, it's pretty simple. That's really all you have to do. And of course, the spacing of the mullion or the shape of the mullion is totally up to you. This is just the look I wanted to go for, but I hope you found that helpful.